This year, of course, the biggest ever, and it featured a mini bike event with mucho dinero up for grabs. Let's check it out.
We have a whole bunch of crazy loons that have spent way too much money on mini bikes, and they're having what we heard is like 80 riders in the pro adult mini bike class, and there's a $6,000 purse or something like that, but that's just lying money so that they can tell their wives that there's a real, they need to come here because they can win some money. I think they would all be here for free, and they'd all be spending stupid amounts on these mini bikes.
The only rules are that it has to be mini bike size wheels, 19-inch tires and under, and then it has to be 150 cc's and under also. But anything else goes from there. If somebody wants to build their own motor, their own bike from scratch, anything goes. So it's just wide open.
Few rules naturally give rise to a wide range of interpretations. The Brown brothers have made quite a name for themselves by building exotic mini bikes. They came to their own event loaded for bear, fielding state-of-the-art machines and getting top-shelf talent to pilot them.
I'm 6'2", 170, so I'm one of the taller guys riding these things, so I bang my knees a little bit. Well, I don't have it as bad as he does, but I'm like 5'10", 165, so it's all good, though. Everybody's bike's about the same, and like he said, it's going to be drafting and just trying to carry speed through the turns and carrying speed everywhere. That's going to be the key.
Drawing as much attention just sitting still as any of the mini bikes would be once the race started was an oh-so-trick little number called the CRF 150 Project Bike by Power Roll. It only took a glance, and one word came to mind. Why?
Well, we've got this problem. We got some really long winters up in the Northwest, and we get bored, and you just got to have something to do. So what we've done is we've grafted a 4-stroke top end onto a CR80 bottom end. We used a Honda F3 head that we cut down and remachined, and we've grafted it all together, and it does run. We should be putting out somewhere between 15 and 20 horse to the rear wheel, which, to put into perspective, a good running XR puts out, XR250 will put out right around 20. So it should run very well. The RPM ceiling, I'm going to say, is in excess of 13,000 RPM. I'm going to say there's probably in excess of $25,000 in the engine. And of course, we've got the Brown Brothers chassis. And then we had to buy a brand new 2001 CR80 and tear it all to bits.
Add this puppy to my wish list of toys, and thank you, Pete Fisher, for making me feel a little better about my own crazy project ideas. Meanwhile, there was a race to be won, and a herd of podium candidates gathered at the start gate ready to do just that. Kids of all ages headed into turn one, bent on bringing home the Brown Brothers bacon. And you could almost hear the giggles of glee coming from the pack as they headed out onto the course. Hey, if these guys only knew how ridiculous they look and how jealous everybody watching them felt, they might laugh even harder. A trio of chasers seemed understandably concerned as to the whereabouts of Lance Smale, who was 6th and on a mini bike mission after a bad start. Dakar star Jimmy Lewis closed the gap to the leader, and Smale closed in on them all. A lap later, and Lewis was out front, but still running scared because number 89 had a bead on the lead, and the others were just in his way, but not for long. One more lap was all that was needed as Smale hopped past Lewis and out front for good. All hail Lance Smale, winner of Mini Moto #1. Moto 2 got underway a while later with Lewis getting the oh-so-slow-to-develop hole shot and Smale close behind, tight on the inside, going into turn 1. Lewis emerged the leader when they returned. Behind Lewis, the next half-dozen guys swapped spots regularly, providing an entertaining and exciting race for the fans at Glen Helen, but more likely as much, if not more, for their own amusement. Watch closely for the winning pass here as Lewis comes up on some traffic, and Smale threads the needle outside, then in, and away he goes to the checkers for another win.
It took a long time for me to get in the groove, and once I did, I started to stay with them, but luck was on my side that time.
Al Smale and the Brown brothers, who put up the purse, could now discuss how the loot would be divided, but a short distance away, another 4-stroke, and its rider were attracting a great deal of attention. Test rider Ryan Hughes had the honor of debuting Honda's entry into the 4-stroke motocross wars. We'll have that story when we come back.